Hi, and welcome to So Many Things video series. We wanted to share this video series with you from Creative Grids, but we also wanted to add a little bit extra because we had them in the shop to do seminars and they were so awesome. So enjoy the videos and stay tuned for a bonus tip at the end.
The 6-inch log cabin trim tool is one of a series of trim tools designed by Jean Ann Wright. It has grip around the outside edge and dots for grip on the entire ruler. The grip stops the ruler from slipping when you're cutting and trimming your blocks. There are also nested squares going down the center of the tool, and you place these over the center square in the log cabin to trim up each round as you add the logs. There is a QR code printed right on the tool. That means that you can scan your phone with that at any time and review this video to see how the tool works. There are also icons that show 3 of the most popular blocks that are made with this tool, and cutting instructions right here that tell you what size to cut your center square, which is 2 inches, and the strips have to be cut at least 1.5 inches wide. That is about 1/4 inch wider than you need, which allows you to trim your blocks after cutting, sewing, and pressing so that any inaccuracies in any one of those steps can be corrected as you trim. So now I'm going to show you how the tool works. A round consists of adding 4 logs to the center square. And whether you do it counterclockwise or clockwise, it really doesn't matter. So I have added 2 lights and 2 darks, and then I'm going to go to the black square right here, place it over the center square in my log cabin, and I'm left-handed, so you are probably right-handed, so we're going to move the tool here. I'm going to trim these 2 sides, flip the tool, trim the other 2 sides. Once again, the dashed lines are going to line up with the seams, and the black square is going to be over the center. When I trim that, you'll see that I have a perfect log cabin again. Now I'm going to add my second set of rounds. I'm going to add 2 more lights and 2 more darks. This time I'm going to move to the second square, and they are marked on the tool, so you don't have to worry about it. And these are marked round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5, and round 6. So I'm going to put my round 2 white square on here, trim 2 sides, flip the block, trim the other 2 sides, and once again I have a perfect log cabin. And if you notice, all of my logs are the same width. To do the last round, I'm going to add 2 lights and 2 darks once again. This time I move to the round 3 square, which is in the center of the tool, and I'll trim all the way around the outside of the block to create a 6-inch finished log cabin that measures 6.5 inches at this point. I can also do a courthouse steps. A courthouse steps is trimmed just like the log cabin, except this time I'm adding 2 lights to opposite sides and 2 darks. That is round 1. When I add my second light and second dark, that is round 2. My third light and third dark would be round 3. And that completes my courthouse steps block. If I want to do a courthouse steps, but I'm using the same fabric for my entire round 1, round 2, and round 3, you get a square and a square log cabin. In this particular case, because there's 3 rounds, I started with a light. If I am combining it in a pattern, I would make the opposite squares starting with a dark, because if I start with a dark, it's going to end with a light, and then I can put these together to create a design. The 4th block I can make with this is a half log cabin. And the half log cabin, I'm going to add a light and a dark and trim, a light and a dark and trim, and continue 6 times. Now that is why there are nested squares going down the entire center part of the ruler, because if you're doing the half log cabin, you're also going to have to trim round 4, 5, and 6 as I'm adding round 4, 5, and 6 here. For the final trim, the white square that's in the corner is marked for a log cabin, a half log cabin. So I'm going to place that there and trim the entire outside edge of the block. So those are all the types of blocks that you can make with the 6-inch trim tool.
So here's the bonus tip. Our teacher was teaching us about how to be smart about being scrappy. So we all love to be scrappy, but she gave us the tip, and this made so much sense. Instead of just piling everything into one thing, you know, Christmas fabrics and Civil War fabrics and, you know, small florals and all those kinds of things, keep your scrappies together based on their theme. So keep all your Civil War scrappies together, and keep all your Christmas scrappies together, and keep all your floral scrappies together. Then when it's time to go make your scrappy piece, just choose one of those, and that gives a cohesiveness to the fabric. You get the great effect of the scrappiness, but you don't end up with sort of these oddball fabrics. And let's face it, not all fabrics work together. So we hope you enjoyed this tip.